Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Shay Douglas here, and I'm joined with Souveriegn. And today is super exciting. I'm a little bit hyped up and excited because we have this wonderful opportunity and the privilege to be joined with Ole Dammegard, who's going to join us in about 11 minutes and counting. And it's really exciting because we get to drop into some of these really profound topics that he has been researching and diving deep into for many years. And he has a profound perspective on it, because what I've noticed in my life is when going down the rabbit hole and exploring, the depth of the darkness in the world that we face, it gives me shivers. And it can be a little bit heartbreaking and heart-wrenching, and also feeling this sense of sometimes hopelessness. Yet what I find in Ole's work, and I would just want to thank Souveriegn for being one of the main master navigators and connectors, networkers in that space, because he's just so elegantly made this connection and fostered this relationship, so that Ole has now got his own channel on Earth Heroes. But something that I want to focus on with Ole is his tremendous magnificence ability to be able to see the light at the end of the tunnel and to transcend this darkness, to really focus on those pillars in life, those foundations that we can trust on, depend on, and see all of these challenges as opportunities. So it's a super exciting time. Souveriegn, I really want to thank you, and I want to invite you to share, because you have also had the opportunity to chat with Ole on many occasions, and there's a couple of great interviews that you've done in the past with Amani and Renette and Ole, and just had some really deep truth hours that have really blown the lid off what's going on in the world right now. And Ole has committed his life to this. And I'm just curious to see what you've learned on that journey and what you feel is relevant in leading up to this conversation that we have this with Ole in a moment.
Beautiful, brother. Yeah, very excited that I have had the opportunity to connect here with Ole in Indonesia myself. And that's just allowed us to really come into that sort of sense of like brotherhood. It's just, sometimes you just know that when you meet someone. But there were some auspicious moments while we were navigating here in relationship to the New Earth project, that kind of solidified some of our connections. And it was great to bring him into our mastermind Brain Trust, with Dolores Cahill, and that Imani and me were holding the space for, and Imani was driving that mostly. But we brought Ole into that space to really connect him up to the doctors, Dr. Tenpenny and Pam Popper and all the others that were part of this group that was meeting on a weekly basis. And it was just so great to have somebody that's so knowledgeable on all the background stuff that is going on and who's pulling strings where. And it's been a beautiful opportunity to lay those connections. And I'm a bit of that master networker in that way. And it just, from there, things just have organically grown. And the censorship and the repression of some of the topics that Ole specifically addresses are being removed from places where they shouldn't be removed. I won't be naming any names necessarily, but it's just at this time when clarity and transparency is just something that is so beneficial for us as humans to have, so that we can see through the rubbish storm. When that information then becomes removed, obviously we have less of an opportunity to really connect in with what's really going on. And for me to be befriended with Ole in the way that I am, and having participated in my own small and minute form in the video that he's produced, the Wake Up video, has really made it more evident that I would like to do more with him and more for him. So we did an interview a couple of weeks ago on EHTV, and from there the conversation just flourished onward. How beneficial it would be for him to have his content uncensored on the platform. And I'm just really stoked that we are able to support and give backing in so many ways, more than one, to Ole. And there's other people in the works that are all getting their YouTube channels removed. And that's something that we are able to not so much make a stand against, but we're really able to make a stand for, backing the people that are bringing information to the world that I personally find very seminal. And as you said, Shay, it is that perspective of being able to see through the rubbish storm, as I call it, to also see the purposeful function and the opportunity that lies within all of this. Because otherwise we are stuck with the doom and gloom perspective that is only going to make us give our energy to the world of fear or the world of failure, as opposed to the world of opportunity and the world of love.
That's huge. Thanks for sharing, Sovereign. I appreciate that. And thanks for making those connection points. Also, just want to say a huge shout out for those tuning in right now for the live broadcast. Thank you for joining us. I'm really curious to see and hear where you guys are from. So if you could just drop in the comment section where you're tuning in from, where you're watching this live. And if you have any questions that you would love to ask Ole, what would you ask him if you had the opportunity? Just drop it in the comment section there. We'll pull it up if necessary. And we're going to go live in roughly about 5 minutes, and the Wake Up, turning prison into paradise video that Ole has produced recently, that Sovereign mentioned earlier. We're going to be showing that if you haven't seen it yet, so stick around for that little video. And then just after the top of the hour, Ole is going to join us. But because unfortunately we what we've noticed in the past, we've got a few strikes on certain channels, and we have to take this conversation to an uncensored truth-telling platform. And that's why we're going to be hosting the live for free for you all to watch on Earth Heroes TV. And then if you do want to watch the replay, if you missed the video live, you can watch the replay just by joining to become a member, and you'll get access to all of the videos available. It is just, you get a 14-day free trial. So if you don't resonate with what's on there, that's fine. You can cancel at any time. But there's some really incredible seminal voices that Sovereign mentioned, the likes of Dr. Bruce Lipton, Christiane Northrup, Andrew Kaufman, Tom Cohen, absolutely some incredible people who are really sharing their voices, getting their message out there, uniting the people. And one huge series that I want to give a shout out to Amani for creating is the We the People series, that has really been about empowering people, informing them, educating them, giving them a sense of inspiration in the time when we need it most, that we can really back one another and notice that this web of humans uniting across the globe has more power than any small group of individuals at any point in time, when we actually stand united together for a collective soul purpose. And that is a really important piece that I want to leave with you all before we jump into that. But Sovereign, do you feel to share anything before we unveil the new video clip?
Yeah, I would be tailing back on what we've already talked about. It's just how great it is that there are people in this world like Ole that are really able and willing to put their lives on the line, because it is we are excited that we get to relate with Ole and bring him onto Earth Heroes TV. But the people that are the truth speakers, they are not just being censored on a YouTube channel. And I think that's relevant to be in awareness of that, because there are powers at play that are being named and being addressed that are making life for some people very challenging. And so I think it's very relevant to be in appreciation of that. And I certainly feel that way.
Bless, thanks, Sovereign. I'm really excited to be tuning in from the Green Room studio today, as you can see in my background, and Sovereign's blessing us with his grace from Bali. But before we jump into this music video, I just wanted to share how incredible some of the work that Ole's been doing. I've been going down the rabbit hole the last few days, and just admiring his level of integrity to do the diligent research. And in a moment, he's going to be really revealing some of the truths that he's found. I've been on this journey of seeking the truth. What is the truth of the world? Where do we come from? What does it mean to be a human? Why are we here? What is the meaning of all this suffering and these challenges, and how can I overcome them? And I'm really excited because Ole will be joining us very shortly, and he'll be dropping in some huge truth bombs, and we get to hear from him shortly. So what we're going to do now, guys, Sovereign, I want to thank you for joining me for this introduction. I'm going to play the new music video Ole has created, Wake Up Now. This is circling the globe. at rapid speed right now. It's a great little music clip. We've just released it on Earth Heroes TV. So I'm going to play that one for you, and then stay tuned, stay with us, guys. Jump into the uncensored version, and we're going to have Ole live with some profound questions that we're going to open up the vortex and jump into the wormhole. So stay tuned, guys, stay with us, and enjoy the music video.
It's an incredible opportunity for the Dark Force to go New World Order agenda on steroids. Here we come, takeover and endgame. Or it's an absolute amazing opportunity for us to transcend this incredibly mad situation we had before.
Socially distant time, a play to make the sun, and the war that's going on too long. Closing out the light, fear controls the mind. The old ways weren't true, and there's nothing normal about the new. We were told they're fighting for the truth. Our freedom's getting crushed under their boots. With a billion statement in a room, and we're taking back our power real soon. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Hiding in plain sight, manipulating lies. Our souls drown in the depth of the darkest, cause deadly web. Demanded to conform from the moment we were born. The circus and the breath and the brain, well washed is all we get. The curtain gateway to the horror show. We all need to unlearn all that we've known. The tide is turned, we got to rearrange and start inside ourselves these times of change. Wake up, wake up now, wake up, wake up now, wake up, wake up now. Wake up, wake up now, wake up, wake up now. Of course, we're taking fate in our own hands and unify to make a stand. All the souls around us, everybody knows it's time to get up and fight for the light. Wake up!
paralyzed, may seem too much to achieve, but I tell you, it only takes one strong spirit to be free. The true power of the pyramid is never ever at the top. Instead, it's we, the people that can make this global game strong.
There you have it, folks. Ole Dammegard and his new film clip, Wake Up Now. What a message to send to humanity at this moment. Super powerful and potent. And it's something I'm curious in the questions, some of the questions I have to ask Ole in a moment. I'm going to bring him on the screen before we close out and jump into the uncensored version, because at this moment on all of these platforms that are somewhat social, I feel a little bit strangled around my throat, limited and blocked, because there are some things that I can't just share in this moment. And so I'm excited that we get to take this uncensored on Earth Heroes and we can just open up this conversation. So I'm going to bring Ole in. Thanks for joining me today, Ole. Here he is. Absolute legend. I want to just take a moment to honor and acknowledge and admire the work that you've done diligently and integrally over the last many years, and for that awesome little music video that you've just released. I'm super excited to jump into this conversation. Yeah, is there anything that you want to share before we get started?
I just want to say thank you for inviting me, and also thank you for creating Earth Heroes TV, because these platforms are extremely important for us, because so many are being censored very heavily or shut down. I mean, I'm being shut down right, left, and center.